Buenas tardes, buenos días, Martín, ¿cómo estás?
Buenos días, acá estamos bastante contentos hoy a la mañana.
Sí, ya lo decí. Eh, para muchos que no saben, yo ya le había dicho a Martín que honestamente, y está por escrito, por si alguien lo quiere ver, sabía que íbamos a perder contra Argentina. Dije, mi quiniela era empate con Polonia, perdemos con Argentina y le ganamos a Arabia Saudita. Todo iba bien hasta que se le ocurrió a Argentina perder con Arabia Saudita y
Correcto.
nos complicó a todos. Entonces, ahorita, pues, le voy atinando, empatamos Polonia, perdimos Argentina, y ahora, pues, Argentina, ¿contra quién juega después ahorita? Contra
Nosotros jugamos con Polonia y si
Polonia,
nosotros le ganamos a Polonia y ustedes le
sí.
ganan a Arabia, pasan. Si nosotros perdemos con Polonia y ustedes le ganan a Arabia, pasan. Si empatamos, ahí se les complica. México tiene que meter 4 goles, porque
Eh,
la diferencia entre México y Argentina es que como Argentina le ganó el partido a México, en caso de empate de goles, pasa Argentina. O sea que están bastante complicados. Pero si yo te tengo que decir algo, para mí va a ser México y Argentina y me encantaría porque después de lo que vi con Arabia Saudita, no porque le hayan ganado a Argentina, sino la actitud dentro de la cancha, gastando a los jugadores, gastándolo a Messi. O sea,
sí,
por
era
Dios. O sea, ¿A quién le? O sea, porque
sí, no,
metiste
no,
dos
no.
carambolas. O sea, la actitud,
Sí,
qué horrible antideportiva eso. Así que no.
sí, la
Y
la la his la historia se marca. El empate era algo increíble, pero como siempre, al final,
mm,
2 oportunidades, una para Messi, ya la otra ya no la vi y total, la
y
metieron.
sí, sí,
Y ahorita la historia dictaría que Argentina le tiene que ganar a Polonia, por lo menos
sí,
1-0,
sí.
pues, deberíamos ganarle a
Sí, y
Arabia
va a pasar.
Saudita, pero
Va a
bueno,
pasar. Porque
eh,
aparte, yo quiero a México. Vos sabés que lo quiero a México. O sea, más allá de todo, no. O sea, quiero que
sí,
pasen y así que va a pasar. Va a
sí,
pasar.
esperemos que sí. Pero bueno, por ahí puse una foto en Facebook que decía: "Por si ganamos, por si perdemos", no sé qué, era
Ah,
bastante
sí.
alcohol, pues, ya se me cortó hasta la borrachera, como dicen, pero pues, ya no pude tomar, estuve en una fiesta de niños, muy a gusto. Pero bueno, vamos a hablar de algo que a
Mejor,
todos
más
nos
lindo.
gusta, mejor, que no nos decepcionan en calidad, sabemos lo que vamos a adquirir, lo que vamos a comprar. Entonces, creo que es una buena oportunidad para retomar. Eh, creo que es la primera persona que repite de uno de los
Sí,
grandes, compañías en el ferromodelismo. La verdad, la plática pasada fue algo muy muy bueno. Aprendimos muchas cosas. Por ahí nos quedamos con 2 frases que ahorita se las vamos a decir a nuestro invitado de
sí.
lujo. Y yo las sigo usando mucho, esas frases. De repente, cuando alguien ahí se aloca con los detalles, pero qué mejor que escucharlo de alguien que vive el ferromodelismo, que nos trae nuevas cosas, que está a la vanguardia, decoder actualizados, GoPack, que es lo que usan ellos, que es su capacitor, pero es algo diferente. Y sobre todo le estaba diciendo un poquito antes de empezar el show, gracias, porque este es el fin de semana Thanksgiving, que es muy importante en Estados Unidos. Entonces, le estamos dando gracias de que se tome un rato para estar con nosotros en el programa y compartir cierre de año y novedades. Y creo que sin más preámbulos, Martín, pues le damos la bienvenida a Ken Silvestri de Broadway Limited Imports. Aquí está nuestro loguito. Hello, Ken. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, fine, thank you.
Hello,
La
Ken.
dinámica va a ser la de siempre. Vamos a hablar en inglés y en español. Ken no habla 100% español, entonces trataremos de pronunciar lo mejor posible el inglés y traducirlo al español. Y lo primero que le quiero decir, se lo dije ya, pero se lo voy a decir, gracias por estar con nosotros, a Ken, en este fin de semana importante para Estados Unidos y bueno, para mucha gente, ¿no? El fin de semana de Acción de Gracias, su Thanksgiving. Muchas gracias, Ken. ¿Le dices tú, Martín? A la próxima.
Sí.
Sí.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I
okay.
just
Just
noticed,
warm me up. Warm me
Ya.
up.
I
This
just
is,
noticed the two shirts, and I
yeah.
think that's great. I
Yeah.
just watched that game.
Yeah, we're friends. We're friends. The sports is
I,
another thing. Somos amigos.
well, I
Sorry,
mean,
Ken, this is not. It's not about model trains. It's about sports today. So I
Yeah.
don't know. It's all about soccer. Okay. So,
so let's
yeah,
talk
no,
about some trains.
Yeah.
yeah. Let's talk trains like trains. They are the best friends.
Sí. Sí. No nos
Yeah.
decepcionan los trenes. Sabemos qué esperar.
No. No.
Eh, ¿Qué te
So
parece, Martín? Si le empezamos a preguntar a Ken, nuestra plática pasada hablamos de él, cómo empezó, o sea, conocimos a Ken. Creo que ahorita sería bueno empezar cómo cierra Ken y cómo cierra Broadway este año, casi que salimos de la pandemia. ¿Cómo lo ve la compañía? ¿Cómo le fue a Broadway en este 22? Si quieres, tú traduces.
Sí. Ken, we'll start with the questions. Obviously, we have the previous chat last year, and that was amazing, as Eduardo mentioned. But we would like to see, like, the world changed, obviously, and now I think we are getting out of the COVID-19. The pandemic is, I think, is finishing. Or maybe we can say we learn how to live with COVID, and obviously very special year. And I think model trains, it was one of the best things we have during COVID. So what's the situation of Broadway Limited after COVID, or just to make it easy, 2022 for Broadway Limited? It was a very good year.
Yeah, it's been a good year. Now, a lot of our year is still coming. You know, the last quarter, you know, the holidays and trains go together. So that point, but so it looks like it's going to be a decent year. We've delivered a lot of products, and it's been an interesting year because we had problems we've never had before. Like last May, our board house that makes the electronic boards for us contacted us and said, we're not going to, we can't deliver the May delivery until October. Well, that meant our factory would stop. You know, then Broadway stops, our distributor stops, our dealer stops. You know, it's disastrous all around. But Bob was able to find components that would work. We could do workarounds, lay out boards, and we were able to get through that. And so we've never had that. And the other thing that happened was the shipping prices. If you could get shipping, it might sit there a while, but it was over 300%. You know, and that's just. But you have to ship them. You know?
Correct.
You have to ship the trains. So there were unique challenges this year, but we overcame them.
Creo que lo que comenta Ken pasó en todos lados, no solo en el ferromodelismo. El último que tocó fue la parte de shipping. Se elevó los costos de envío, mencionó creo 300%. Todas las personas, bueno, yo creo que más bien todos estamos ya envueltos en una economía de compras, vendes, o sea, se produce en China, en Japón, en Asia, y todos nos vimos afectados. Retrasos en los envíos, el costo doble o el triple o muchísimo más caro, lo que nos comenta que fue uno de los grandes problemas. Y el primero que mencionó fue un retraso, ¿no? De algo que se tenía que traer en mayo.
Retraso, sí, de plaquetas. O sea, le faltaba un componente para continuar con la producción de locomotoras y eso le hizo un delay de la producción.
Sí, y muy alineado a lo que se ha visto, no solo con otras compañías del ferromodelismo, en todos lados, falta de componentes electrónicos, elevados costos en shipping, y creo que eso es importante porque nos lleva al tema de precios y costos. Muchos de los trenes a escala no han sufrido un gran incremento en precio. Y las empresas, algunas han absorbido los costos de manufactura y costos de envío.
Correcto. Sí.
Creo que sería bueno comentarle a Ken. Yo la verdad no he visto que Broadway se mueva de su límite de precios, es un límite premium, es un límite alto, pero no ha subido de más para absorber todas esas cosas. Entonces sería bueno preguntarle financieramente cómo ve esto en el 23. ¿Lo pueden mantener o va a pasar lo que en todos lados? Va a tener que haber un incremento.
Increase, yeah. So, Ken, the question from Eduardo, he's talking about like, we have a high inflation in 2022, and Broadway did an amazing job to keep the prices low. I know that Broadway Limited products, they are, one of the top brands, and, to keep those prices low for us people. Like I say, I suffer the shipping a lot because obviously I get the models in the US and shipping to Australia. Just one locomotive cost me $150, just one. So basically it is hard, but Billy I did an amazing job keeping the prices. So what do you think for 2023? You think you can continue absorbing those extra costs, or you see potentially will be an increase?
We've passed them along somewhat. And, the prices scare us too, really do. But
that's a tough question. Don't worry.
Oh, no. It's interesting in that, we sit there and go, look at, the cost of it. Well, this is what it costs to make. And, Broadway, we go through we have the old structure where we sell to distributors. Distributors sell to the dealers. Dealers sell to the customers. It helps keep local train shops around rather than us selling direct.
Correct.
We just think that would be a terrible thing. Forget where I was going with all that, but let's see. And the pricing. So, we pass it along, where we can. It's very difficult and it's scary. It's scary for us.
Yeah.
And a quick story, when I first started with Broadway, I took the Hudson to my friend in Pennsylvania at a big shop, and it was $199. He's going, Ken, I can buy this other brand for $75. I can sell it for $75. Like $200 for HO. So we're aware of it and do the best we can.
Yeah.
Sí, prácticamente, Ken, lo que comenta es, los precios están fuera de control, pero dice, eso es lo que cuesta producir. Por aquí de repente en algunos chats de México siempre vemos, no, es que deberían hacer esto, deberían hacer el otro, y ya lo platicamos también con otra persona. El hacer un tiraje de 5 o 10 mil máquinas, no sé, lo que se tiene que hacer es bastante alto. El tooling que le llaman, la palabra correcta en español es como, es que tooling significa herramientas, pero no me acuerdo bien la traducción.
Los moldes.
Los moldes.
Sí.
O sea, todos los moldes para hacer una máquina, y aparte con la calidad de Broadway y algunas que son mezcla híbrido, son caros. Al final de cuentas, Ken dice que pues es lo que hay. Creo lo van a aguantar lo más posible, pero como yo creo que esto es desgraciadamente algo que no se va a poder controlar. Tarde o temprano yo he visto pequeños incrementos en otras marcas y pues bueno, yo creo que tarde o temprano vamos a esperar esto, pero por lo pronto Ken menciona que es la forma que lo han hecho y comentó también un poco del esquema tradicional. Tienes la fábrica, el distribuidor y el usuario. Ellos creo que quieren seguir, el vendedor, quieren seguir apoyando eso. Yo tengo dudas, porque sí he podido ir, en Estados Unidos le llaman Brick and Mortar Shop, sí he podido ir a ellas, muy buena atención, no tienen obviamente el stock que las grandes tiendas, pero dan empleo y es algo muy bueno, pero la economía se mueve todo internet, entonces quién sabe hasta dónde se mantenga este modelo.
Ken, Eduardo was commenting about what you say about, it's very nice Broadway continue with that way to sell the locomotives. So for example, I buy 80% of my locomotives are coming from brick and mortar shop in the US. Like sometimes they charge me more than I can get it online, but I totally understand. Like I giving somebody a work, a job, helping with that, and they say to me like, the online retailers, they get extra discounts and everything. But, I continue supporting, the shop because, the customer service part is super important. Even, let's say, Broadway, my wife is very unhappy with you because you're getting so many very nice models. Like, I see you're not the favorite person here.
That's important. That's important, the wife.
But no, really, like I say, you launch a product, you put it in your website. I send an email to this shop, and just they put the reservation list. I don't need to worry anymore. And especially this year. This year was amazing. What Broadway produced it in 2022. I think one of the best years you have.
Thank you. One of the things we talked about how the business changed was that a lot of cities don't have a train store. So people call Broadway and it's like, oh, what kind of track should I buy? It's like our guys are like, we don't really know that, and what kind of power packs or DCC systems. And so we get a lot more telephone traffic just for that reason.
Ok. Y quería exactamente que mencionó eso, que no todas las ciudades tienen una tienda de ferromodelismo y que reciben muchas preguntas y cuestiones que a lo mejor son obvias, pero la reciben. Este año hay más train shows, por lo menos en Estados Unidos, Train Fest, hubo muchos ferias de ferromodelismo en Estados Unidos. Me gustaría que Ken nos comentara qué ha escuchado la gente, qué le piden, y a lo mejor un poquito que nos platique con todo esto que la gente le dice, oye, mejora esto, quiero esto, ¿qué planes tienen? O sea, ¿dónde están en ese momento? Porque ahora ya tienen más retroalimentación directa del público, van y lo escuchan, sino, ¿qué es eso? ¿Qué le han dicho?
Okay, so Ken, Eduardo is like I said, this year obviously the train shows are coming back, they're returning. So you have direct contact with people, customers. Eduardo would like to ask you is the feedback from the people, what they're asking Broadway to improve, what models they're asking. Any feedback you can share with us?
The number one question that we get over and over, year after year, could you make this?
Always.
The Q2.
Oh, this is my railroad. I've never heard of it. Can you make it? They had one locomotive. It's like, that's the question we get asked most.
Yeah.
And it's great. It shows the enthusiasm of our customers. They want their locomotive. But and really, Train Fest was amazing. We went into, we didn't know what was going to happen. They met their attendance goal 1:00 on Saturday.
How many people was there?
That I don't know.
Oh.
But they met their goal on Saturday early. So, the people were enthusiastic. Broadway's customers are amazing. They're just amazing. And it was a great show.
Yeah. A lo mejor, para complementar, nos estaba diciendo que la pregunta que más le solicitan a Ken es, por favor, háganme esta máquina. O sea, todo el mundo le pide una máquina. En alguna entrevista pasada nos dieron un número. Sería ahorita bueno preguntarle a Ken, ¿cuánto es el mínimo de producción para hacer un modelo? O sea, vamos a suponer una 282, que es una consolidation, pero esa sí la hacen. O sea, ¿cuál es el mínimo de máquinas a producir para que sea redituable para Broadway? De cualquier modelo, ya sea Steam o Diesel.
Sí, creo que él nos había explicado del túnel. No sé si nos va a querer.
No, él no fue. No.
Número. Sí, por eso es complicada esa.
Sí.
Ken, I know it's a very hard question, but let's say we want a model like Broadway never produced it before. Obviously, you try to produce locomotive with different schemes, fantasy schemes, so you can get more sales from that model. And I guess the investment to do the tooling is super expensive. The research, all this stuff we know already. So is any way you can say, I know maybe it will be hard, but how many customers you need, for example, or how many locomotives you need to produce? It's a big number.
I never give out the quantities.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
Kind of but we have to make money on it.
Yes, correct.
And, you know, we'll make anything we think that we can sell enough of, and railroads, any locomotive that we think we can sell.
Yeah.
You know, the fantasy schemes are interesting in that there may be a locomotive that was close to it. We know we're never going to make it.
Yeah.
So if you want that a locomotive, like if it's close, we'll try to do it. And what I think our artists do spectacularly is they capture the flavor of the railroad on the fantasy schemes. The fantasy scheme may not be for you, but again, if that's as close as you're going to come, and you want a Broadway locomotive, that's a big part of it.
Yeah. No, for example, for me this year was I supported the Centipede, the Union Pacific scheme. Like it's a fantasy. Like Union Pacific was very close to have it, but you know that's for me was the best option. So you know I love it. So I support that one. Yes.
Yeah, that was a real part of history of that locomotive.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff's fun. It really is.
Y hay algo que igual nos puede ayudar, hablando de estos esquemas de fantasía. Yo adquirí, bueno, más bien no adquirí, una persona muy allegada de un club en México, Ferrocarril 8, me ayudó con una máquina Broadway, pero sin pintar, on decorate. Y agarré y yo inventé mi propio esquema. Ahorita se los voy a mostrar, es un esquema muy mexicano, pero creo que esta sería una buena opción. A lo mejor tener un poquito más de on decorate schemes para que la gente los termine. Y a lo mejor, como dicen, no nos van a poder dar todo lo que queramos porque todo el mundo quiere algo diferente, pero creo que la parte del on decorate sería buena. Entonces, ahorita, si quieres comentarle, y la tengo aquí arriba, se la voy a mostrar para. Creo que tú ya la viste, pero él no la ha visto.
Yo mientras le hablo, le voy a hacer una pregunta también de si ellos siguen cuando hay un modelo que se va mucho en precio, si se animan a producirlo. Ken, this is going to be two parts. I first, Eduardo is asking about undecorated models, so he's going to show you an example now, so he's coming back, but we wait for him. But I have another question. For example, I think you know, like many people wants the Pennsylvania, the Q2, that locomotive is. So my question about that, I don't want to ask if you want to do it now. I hope one day you will do it. But is Broadway following the market when you see a locomotive going so high on price? Like I say, the other day I wanted to buy one and it was $1,500 for one Paragon 2, Q2. And I was very, very close to it, but no, better I wait. So is Broadway always, you are aware about these special situations when a locomotive is so expensive, like really you can see there is a huge demand for it?
Yes, we can. I really don't go on eBay and look at those prices. But we do listen to, and that's what the shows are so nice for. Customers suggest it, again, they're looking for it. And the really big votes come when the dealer says it, because he's had people asking for it. And it carries a lot of weight with me when the distributors and the dealers say, "Hey, this locomotive, we could sell this." So it's and with the hybrids, we kind of want to be sure that it will sell well.
Yeah, you had a very nice year. You could return the Pennsylvania turbine, the S2, this year back, and that was, I think, it was an amazing locomotive. And then the other one from hybrid, well, you put again the big boys. So it's like, you have like I say, those models is like always you will sell them. They are amazing, basically. So many people are very happy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Le comentaba ahorita a Kenia Martín que fui por una máquina de Broadway que me la dieron sin pintar, y yo al final hice mi esquema de fantasía. A algunos les gustó, a otros no, pero en el proceso yo me divertí mucho. Se los voy a enseñar. Algunos ya la han visto. Ahorita me la llevé, a ver, déjame ver. Okay. Este es una AC6000 Broadway Paragon 2 on decorate, y esa bandera es del maestro Mike Correa. la del medio. Esta bandera es de Mike Correa. La pintura y todo lo demás, eso fue parte mía. No sé si es obra o no, pero me faltan los números. I still need to add the numbers, pero todo está, pues bueno. Y es un esquema que no existe, es fantasía, pero bueno, a mí me gustó. Y creo que es una opción que le comentaba que las compañías empiecen a hacer esto y al final de cuentas, pues bueno, la puedes comprar hasta análoga y tú la pintas y la vas haciendo y es parte del ferromodelismo, pero se lo quería compartir a Ken, que esta es una opción y es una Broadway, que es lo importante.
Bien.
That's
Sí.
important. ¿Le dices el?
Sí. Eduardo wanted to share with you that was a fantasy scheme. He did that locomotive with a friend. So he's saying, like I say, the value of having, like I say, a very nice model, and then you can go and paint over and create your own scheme, but because you have a so amazing locomotive already, it's worth it to go over,
And I wish more people still paint it. It's kind of a lost art. You don't see it much anymore.
No.
But that's not very nice.
Gracias, muchas gracias.
Yo creo, Eduardo, ¿te parece que enganchemos con Paragon 4?
Exactamente.
Es lo que le quiero arrancar. Le voy a dar un buen ejemplo. Tengo una locomotora y que es una de switcher de N-Scale, pero porque creo que Paragon 4 tuvo esa evolución en N-Scale mejor que en H-Scale, en mi opinión, porque los que usamos en escala N estamos más contentos, digamos, por la evolución, digamos. ¿Sí?
Okay.
Así que le introdujo. Ken, we want to talk about something like really was, I think, change N-scalers, modelers a lot. So showing this beautiful little model. Okay. So my son did a video the other day, and this is the one I have more views because, we put it on the layout, we do switching, and I think it's really Paragon 4 in N-scale is making a revolution. And we are so happy, like you put that little extra power there, like makes these things run as HO scale, basically. And like I said, Paragon 4 is changing, the N-scale models a lot.
And those switchers I have an engineer friend that calls it happenings. There's so many happenings going on inside that little switcher. And the board is, and there's a speaker in it. That locomotive amazes me, just amazes me.
No, totally. Like I say, it's changing. Like I say, now we can do proper switching and scale without any issues because, it's no reset, it's no resound, it's not. Everything is running. Finally.
Cool.
So we are so
Thank you.
Very happy. Very happy. So just the question will be, like I say, Paragon 4. I say, what else you can do? It's going to be a Paragon 5 at some point. What else you can do in the future? Is there anything else to improve?
One of the main reasons that we have to come up with new iterations of the Paragon system is that electronic components is such a volatile business. What is standard today is you can't buy it anymore in maybe a year and a half. It's like, we've evolved to the next one. It's smaller, it's faster, it holds more memory, and you can't get that anymore. So we have to redo the boards for that reason just alone. But when we do that, Bob looks at each process, like the motor driver, the sound, the lighting, and sees where we can make it better, make it more robust. That's the word he loves to use. Make it more robust. And Paragon 4 has come a long way. It's we think it'll be. It won't be around long.
That's true. That's it. Paragon 5 is around the corner.
It is. What we did add to Paragon 4 that I think is a game changer is the added capacitance.
Yes. Yeah.
that it just makes track work, and it crossovers with frogs. It exterminates frogs. The problems there. I did a video where I put
about I want to mention about that the video. The 280 consolidation, the goose. It is the blue goose.
The goose,
blue goose, and G ES44.
And
that's the video, no?
If you have a dead spot bigger than that, fix your track.
No, that's the end. Yeah, of course. It's a game changer. But the other thing is, and this is so important. I have a lot of still have Paragon 3, and I put the battery from Broadway. So some is with the plug, very easy. Some you need to solder. But that was an extra cost for me. Like you absorb that with the Paragon 4, and that's the people say, oh, it's a little more expensive now. But you save me the work to open the locomotive, to plug it or to solder it, to buy the battery, the shipping of the battery. So I think, really appreciate. And on top of that, especially in Steam, you have the smoke units. Like, some people, they say, they are no good. They put the smoke on your truck. I love it. I can buy a locomotive without smoke today. If the locomotive has no smoke, I'm not buying it.
Oye, déjame traducir esto porque es importante. Let me translate that. Le hicimos una pregunta a Ken sobre el Paragon 4 y la evolución y cuánto tiempo va a durar. Obviamente comentó que pues, la tecnología va cambiando, es algo muy rápido. Al principio le mostró una pequeña máquina patiera, en México le llamamos patiera, en inglés switcher, esa, donde este Paragon 4 y la capacidad de, ahí está muy bien, la capacidad del Paragon 4 es muy buena. Y lo último que comentaba Martín, la evolución de estos decoders, el Paragon 4 ya trae incluido un capacitor. Broadway lo vende por separado, le llama GoPack, pero ustedes saben que aunque cueste un poquito más esa máquina, pues te está ahorrando el comprar el capacitor por aparte, el envío del capacitor y luego alguien que sepa ponerte un capacitor, porque hay unos que sí se conectan ya, pero hay otros que hay que soldar. Entonces, estaban hablando que realmente eso es algo que la gente aprecia, que la gente paga un poquito más, y es una de las grandes ventajas de Paragon 4 contra todos sus antecesores, 3, 2 y 1. Creo que donde estamos ahorita con Paragon 4 es algo muy bueno. Perdón, y mencionamos, hay un video de Broadway, voy a ver si encuentro la liga, lo pongo aquí, donde se ve en acción cómo funciona un capacitador, una batería, perdón, donde pone un masking azul y la máquina pasa arriba del masking y no se para. Y Ken dice, si tu máquina se para en un tramo más largo, es que ya tienes problemas de la vía. O sea, no es
la vía, obvio.
Sí, pero
Eduardo, lo que es muy importante, lo que le dije, que en la escala N es mucho más complejo esto. Yo no puedo poner una batería en una locomotora de escala N porque es muy chiquita.
Yo ni sé cómo.
Y esto está revolucionando. Realmente ahora se está disfrutando. Ahora sí está emparejado con hechos. Y después le decía lo del humo, que se lo quiero enganchar con lo de la escala N. O sea, el humo que viene ahora en las nuevas locomotoras. Ken, we want to just, turn around the conversation with the smoke, and let's say I love the smoke, and I know a lot of people, they don't like it, but I defend the smoke forever.
Turn it off if you don't like
it. That's it. But now N scale, smoke is coming. I can't wait for that beautiful Y6 or the big boy. I want it now.
The big boy has smoke. The Y6. Excuse me, does not. Only the big boy.
Okay, so it was the Y6. Okay.
Yeah. The smoking big boy in Milwaukee at Train Fest was a hit. I grew up with Lionel trains, and most of the HO guys my age grew up with Lionel trains. They like the sounds, the horn, the smoke. Model trains are an illusion. They're not real. We make trains look real. You make the scenery look real. The sound and the smoke. It just helps to sell the illusion.
That remind me the big phrase that you mentioned last year. Yeah. Model railroad is an illusion.
Yeah,
we always use that. Because that's true.
Yeah, that's the best phrase of the century.
so true. And I think model railroaders, and this is the difference between the two different type of people in the world. They can look at the model and be drawn into it, where other people would look at it and go, oh, that's really nice. You know?
No,
We can see the beauty into it. And that's what I think the hybrids are. To me, they're just, they're art.
No, that's a piece of art. Like I said, the Blue Goose I think is just, I ran that scene and it is it's beautiful. Like I said, but to be honest, for me, the locomotive of the year is the E6. I love the E6.
The Atlantic.
That I don't know what's special with that locomotive, but it is amazing.
No, that's been my favorite locomotive. That has a great backstory with Lindbergh and the film and beating the airplane. What a great story and great locomotive. It's probably my favorite.
We agree. Like I say, the E6, Eduardo, I translate. So estaba comentando que Ken se refería a las locomotoras híbridas, que es la que hace con bronce, metal, y creo que no tiene nada de plástico, pero muy poquito. Y hay una chiquitita, una Pensilvania, que es una 442, que tiene unas ruedas grandes porque es de pasajero, y digamos es la que, la que más desaparecida pasa, porque al lado de la Blue Goose y todo lo que sacaron este año es chiquita, pero es uno de los modelos más lindos que hay, no sé, por las proporciones, y es también la favorita de Ken.
Sí, y de hecho ahorita ahí les puse el link de lo que mencionaban de Paragon 4 y les estoy poniendo también una Consolidation, todas de Broadway. La verdad hay cosas muy interesantes en cuanto a vapor, creo que realmente Broadway me gusta más de vapor en lo personal. Las de Diesel la verdad están muy bien, pero creo que en vapor resalta, o sea, la calidad del sonido, todo el steam es muy bueno. Y ahorita, bueno, ahí puse otro de Broadway, este es de una tienda en línea, pero bueno, habla de este modelo. Y creo que es un buen momento en el sentido que me gustaría hacer un enlace, en el sentido de Paragon 4 es la evolución al día de hoy. Pero tienes que ver el mercado. Tu mercado va evolucionando, tus competidores evolucionan, y ya tenemos por ahí decoders que son con Bluetooth.
Sí.
Ya mucha gente todavía se complica con los CBs que no saben usar su NC Power o su Digitrax, no lo saben usar. Mucha gente no tiene GMRI y nunca lo va a tener. Y esta generación nueva de decoders que van hacia un Bluetooth y todo aplicaciones en teléfonos, creo que va a ser algo importante aquí en el ferromodelismo. Entonces, me gustaría saber si Ken tienen planeado algo, si lo han visto, si van a esperar.
Como si fuera como una app o algo así para controlarlo más fácil.
Digamos. Así es, que digamos, la competencia lo está haciendo ya, por ahí hay una marca de decors que lo está haciendo, lo está impulsando muy fuerte, y yo creo que no tardan en invadirnos con otras marcas esa tecnología, y ya no vas a necesitar saber leer CBs, porque todos con Bluetooth muy fácil, ya no van a necesitar el GMRI y tantos cables para conectar, sino todos con Bluetooth. Entonces, para ver cómo ven eso ellos.
Okay. Ken, Eduardo is talking about the evolution of the decoders and Paragon 4 and the future. So there are a few brands that are exploring already, Bluetooth connectivity with the decoder, apps in the phones, make it easy. Because Eduardo said there are people that they are not capable to do the programming of the locomotives. So is Broadway considering that into the future to make it simple? Like I say, I'm enjoying Paragon 4. There are many functions like you have the reverse, the horns. There's a lot of simplification of the locomotive to enjoy more the functions, because I'm going to be 100% honest. 28 functions, but maybe I use 4 because I can't remember. I can't remember the numbers. I can't remember the things. So and that's why I say the reverse, when the whistle changing.
Headlight, backlight, that's ditch lights. That's
we don't believe many people change the settings as it comes out of the box. The two I hear the most, it's too loud and it's not loud enough. So, so that's a wash. But so we try to build a lot of the functions into the model. There's like I said, there's over 10,000 lines of code in this locomotive. It's who'd have ever thought? But we've talked about many times about the DCC systems, and they're just not user friendly.
No,
you know, you have to look up the CV and it's the range and what it do, and it's not. You know, people. We would like to do have a drop down box like Windows does, so people know how to work that. But it's not our thing. It's not what we do.
Correct.
And, you know, it's important. You know, our philosophy too is to stay where we do what we do well. Stay within that.
That's a principle of business. Do what you are the best, and that's okay.
And, but we've talked about it.
Yeah, many times. You know what's the more I use F22. The first thing I do is trying to change the wizard to listen. What's the other one? That's for me the surprise. Then I change. Okay, this one is no. I like this one. I like the original. So that's my favorite.
No, y déjame traducir algo que se me hizo muy importante. Que nos decía. La mayoría de las personas lo que le preguntan es o se oye muy bajito o se oye muy fuerte, o sea, de cómo cambiar el arreglo de una máquina. Y también nos decía que él ve que la mayoría de las gentes abre la caja y tal cual la deja, o sea, no le hace ningún cambio, CV, settings, nada. De repente en grupos por ahí siempre hay, no, es que el chof de la máquina, que no sé qué, la luz, el dinero, o sea, hay 28 funciones que luego no sabes ni cuáles son, porque van cambiando de repente y no te acuerdan. Y como dice Martín, solo usamos 3 o 4 funciones, que normalmente es la luz, la campana, la corneta y luces y se acabó. Nadie más usa nada. Y lo que me gusta que Ken, un poco es decir en la filosofía, nosotros nos vamos a quedar en lo que somos buenos, no vamos a experimentar en cosas que no sabemos. Entonces creo que ellos, pues bueno, tienen su filosofía de seguirse por donde están. Pero sí, yo creo que queda claro que los sistemas DCC no son al día de hoy tan amigables como lo van a hacer en 3, 4 años, que yo veo ya un cambio muy grande.
No, aparte acuérdate que venimos de C, que uno movía para adelante y para atrás y ya estaba, y toda esa gente, la evolución, es un tsunami de información el DCC. Pero bueno, es lo que es, ¿no? Pero bueno, consideran que va a cambiar en el futuro, pero bueno, va a tardar un poco. ¿Te parece que le engancho un poco con el Customer Service? Le quiero contar la anécdota que comentamos de la locomotora, que es una de las cosas buenas de Broadway.
Sí, yo también, la verdad, es los mejores atención a clientes que existen de Customer Service. Empieza tú y yo también tengo ahí el trato muy bueno para la gente que quiere hacer.
Now, Ken, we're talking with Eduardo, obviously, after the translation of the DCC and the future of DCC is one of the, you have very nice products, you have great locomotives, you have good technology, everything perfect. But the best thing Broadway has is customer service. And this is, I'm going to be very honest with you, and I know the time for me, like living in Australia, is not easy to ship my locomotive to the US, wait 6 months, 4 months, I can't remember, but I don't care. It's like I say, as soon as I contact by email, I receive a reply from Broadway in maybe 48 hours. They ask me what happened. I tell the truth. I'm honest with them, and then they give me the number. And I'm going to give you an example. My son loves to do weathering, and we were doing, I think it was a Constellation, Paragon 4 Constellation, a Rio Grande model. And he was painted, and he asked me to move one of the, the gears with very, very small, so he can paint it. And I snapped the thing out. I broke it, totally broke it. And this model, I bought it, I think almost 2 years ago. It was out of warranty. So I put an email, say, look, I did this, my fault. And this person, very, very, very kind. He sent me the locomotive, give me the authorization number and everything. And I was waiting for the bill, basically. He never sent me the bill. But he repaired because maybe it was an easy fix. Obviously, I pay the postage, but you can find that kind of service anymore.
Oh, thank you. Our service
And
guys
that's amazing.
and gals, they're very good, and employees tend to stay at Broadway, and that's nice. It gives us the cohesion of the guys that have been around, and the more they've seen and all, and they're just good guys.
Yeah.
I have the same experience. Let me say this first in Spanish and then in English. Prácticamente me pasó lo mismo que Martín. Dentro de lo que me ayuda aquí en México, que me gusta arreglar máquinas y lo hago por hobby, porque realmente no se vive de esto. Y entre todo eso me llegó una máquina, una Ferromex de Broadway. Por alguna razón al cliente se le había caído y deshizo el truck. Y había unos clips que se rompieron. Entonces, sin esos clips no funcionaba. Esta máquina fue comprada en tienda y teníamos factura, teníamos todo. Hice lo mismo que Martín. Hablé, le dije, oye, tengo el catálogo, necesito tal pieza. Me dijeron, sí, la tenemos, nada más paga el envío, nada más mándanos todo y ya. De veras, yo así de, no, pues yo estaba dispuesto pues, a pagar hasta cierta cantidad, dije, pues hay que arreglarla. Y me dijeron, no te preocupes, mándanos. Pagué $5 o $8 nada más el envío porque era una pieza muy chiquita, pero sin esta pieza no servía el truck y no se podía armar. Y excelente servicio, me lo mandaron, llegó todo bien, tiempo. Y ahí es donde yo siempre doy la recomendación. Compren máquinas, si pueden, ahorren en tiendas, porque la garantía. No hay nada como tener una factura, una garantía de cualquier tienda, porque al final cuento otra historia. Cuando compras de segunda o tercera mano, quién sabe que le hayan hecho a la máquina y obviamente
sí,
ya no tiene garantía. Pero esto es una buena experiencia. Una pieza que a lo mejor me puede haber costado $20 más envío, o sea, muy caro. Ellos me dijeron, sí la tenemos gratis, solamente paga tu shipping. Y ya. Entonces creo que eso habla muy bien de la atención del customer service, de la atención a clientes de Broadway.
Yeah, amazing.
I basically say the same, that I have the same experience with a diesel, Ferromex diesel, that in Mexico, my hobby is to fix engines, but a customer bring to me a Ferromex, I don't remember the model, but it's obviously Broadway, and the engine broke, the truck was broken, but I need a small part to replace the truck and put everything in order. So I called Broadway and they told me, oh yes, we have that part number. You just need to pay the shipping and that's it. And that was like amazing because the service, the response, and they don't charge me the spare part. They only charge me the shipping, and that's it. And that is amazing in these days when we know that there are many problems with the spare parts and other things. And that is very important that I always say to my friends, try to buy from local hobby, from internet, try to get an invoice. That's very important, to get an invoice in case you need to apply the guarantee. It's very important to.
I want to add something, and also register the locomotive in Broadway's website, because that's the thing help you a lot when you have a problem, if part of the locomotive. So that's the first thing. You receive the locomotive, just go into the website, register that, put the copy of the invoice, and then when you have a problem, like say, all the information is there. So that's something very good too.
Thank you for the kind words.
Yeah.
My philosophy with sales is I'm not worried as much about this sale as the next one.
Yeah, that's a philosophy.
The next one is when we want, to make sure that the people are comfortable and again, our customers are so good. Our biggest asset.
Yeah, good. ¿Qué te parece, Eduardo? Vamos un poco a los modelos del año y qué viene de Broadway que Ken nos pueda contar.
Sí, nos puede decir, André. Perfecto.
Dale. Okay, Ken, so let's put some good stuff around and more beautiful things. So what can you tell us about the models coming from Broadway this year or early next year? Anything you can share with us, show us,
The best way to know what we're coming out with, and it's our business model of announcing, is when the locomotive is pretty much ready to ship.
Okay.
that's where we feel confident that it's going to ship at this date. Then we'll announce it. So go to Broadway-limited.com and sign up for our newsletter. You'll get that information when it comes out. When there's a video that comes out, you'll get that information. That's the best way I recommend on what's coming out. We have a lot of locomotives. We want to make everything.
Yeah. Of course, you're right.
We do have, an order and what we think is the next best thing. And a little sideline on that. People always say, well, why do companies come out with the same thing all at the same time? And it's like, well, we all got these smart guys sitting there saying, locomotive would be best and it would be this one. And it happens over different companies. And by that time, we have so much invested on it. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. The last one I received in this hobby shop is the T and P, the Texas ones. That's the last one. And I think the next one coming could be the Y6 in scale, I think.
Let's just see. I have. Right here.
Yes.
Scale Y6B.
Yeah, beautiful.
Sí, se ve muy bien.
The Norfolk and Western locomotives were just beast locomotives.
Yeah.
They're just they were meant to pull. And that's it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, if you go to the website, there's good pictures. You can see it all, and all the information is there. We try to put everything that you need to know on about the locomotive on the website. Good pictures, the fantasy schemes, and all.
How many weeks for that one to be released?
It should be mid-December.
Mid-December.
So
Okay.
That and the N-scale Big Boy will be around the same time.
Okay.
So those N-scale guys are going to be whining and cheering at the same time.
De todo.
Well, the only good thing about N-scale, I pay less shipping. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, because your locomotives are super heavy, okay? And that's good. So it was the Y6, the one when you launched it in Paragons 2 with the coins. Remember when you put all the bricks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which one was? The
Y6?
Y6?
It was the Y6.
The Y6.
Or the Class A. Or the Y. One of those two.
Yeah, one. Yeah, that's very similar. I translate this. Estaba comentando que la Y6 en escala Y6, que están por sacar ahora a mitad de diciembre, Broadway la lanzó en Paragon 2 en escala HO. Hicieron un video donde ponían un vagón lleno de monedas y después ponían unos ladrillos arriba. Y era realmente bastante impresionante. And that's something else. People need to subscribe to your YouTube channel, because your videos are fun, and also there where you put the news. And also the last one, good feedback, is the smoke. That technician who explained about the smoke system. So many people, they never know how that works. And that was very good. That's excellent.
And just that's a perfect example where it's a smoke unit, but again, there's a lot going on in that smoke unit. It's not just heating fluid, it's pulsing, and those videos I think are real good, and Joe Goddard does those.
Yeah, no, that's very fun.
Y yo también quería comentarle un poco del otro experimento que hice, acabo de adquirir una 282 de vapor Broadway de Nacionales de México, que llegó para reparación, pero estaba de un desastre. Le habían fundido los LEDs, quemaron el decoder, y dije, bueno, le voy a comprar un Paragon 4. Escribí y me dijeron, no, pues no se vende Paragon 4, y me mandaron con un distribuidor que arregla, pero pues a mí no me sale mandar las estaciones para arreglarla. Entonces, lo que hice fue el upgrade a otra marca, y le puse su capacitor y todo, y quedó increíble. Pero, o sea, lo que a mí me gustó ¿Y por qué decidí quedarme con esa máquina? Corre perfectamente el motor, o sea, en DC corría perfecto la máquina. Y yo quería en un futuro comprar una Broadway o de alguna otra marca que tuviera esa calidad. Y bueno, se dio la oportunidad y yo lo hice. Pero creo que eso abre una puerta para el famoso DCC Ready, que ojalá lo tengan en mente, ojalá lo puedan considerar, porque creo que eso va a ayudar a más gente, a lo mejor no gastar 100 o $200 más en el momento de una DC Sound, pero siguen adquiriendo un producto de gran calidad que es Broadway. Entonces, a lo mejor
Bueno,
preguntar un poquito, Ken.
yo conozco, sí, yo conozco gente que le gusta correrla sin sonido totalmente, quieren solamente ponerle un
Es
decoder de 6 plano.
plano, exacto.
Y sí, no, no. Ellos tuvieron lo que se llamaba Blue Line. Blue Line
Exacto.
era le ponías un pequeño decoder en un
Y
momento y
ya.
fue bastante popular, por lo menos acá en Australia, no sé en los Estados Unidos, pero
Sí, sí, acá
está
también la
bien.
Blue Line, sí.
Sí.
Entonces, no sé, Ken,
Es que
I share with Martin that I received a Steam from Broadway. It's 2A2, but the Steam was absolutely broken. The LEDs were they were bad. I need to replace the LEDs. The decoder completely burned. So I changed the decoder, and my first thought is, okay, I need a Paragon 4. But I contact Broadway and they say, oh, we don't sell the decoder, but they recommend a store that, oh, they can upgrade the locomotive for you. And I think, no, it's too much to send the shipping for me in Mexico, then receiving and the decoder. So I decide to replace the decoder. And right now, the engine is perfect for two reasons. The first is Broadway, that is quality, the engine is perfect. And the second, because I replaced the decoder, I replaced the LEDs, I replaced everything. And now I'm perfectly happy with my Steam from Broadway, especially because it's in NDM. This was from Paragon 2. It's kind of old, but works perfectly. And I thought that perhaps you should explore in the future DCC ready engines, either steam or diesel, because many people they only want to have Broadway, they want the quality, but sometimes they can afford 200 extra dollars for sound and DCC. Perhaps they only need movement and they will install a small decoder, but they have the quality of Broadway. Uh, and I remember that I received a poll about that, and I hope that you consider this in the future to have DCC engines in Broadway. I think that's going to be a good business for you.
Yeah, and part of it that the modelists that they don't think about is that when we do a locomotive, we could have 15 SKUs, 15 road names. So we have 15, then we have two numbers of each. Ooh, now we have 30. Now we have two more numbers of each with the no, and it makes, now we have 60 SKUs for one locomotive.
Yeah.
The dealer distributor network, they don't think too much of that.
Yeah.
So, are we going to try it? I think it's most likely we're going to try it, probably with the diesel first.
Yeah.
The other part with steam is that, boy, you lose the smoke. You lose different aspects of it. Now a guy's going to get a Broadway locomotive and say,
where is the smoke?
Yeah. Broadway? So, and again, we talked about knowing what you do and doing it well is what we would fight. But I think we're gonna try it.
Yeah, it's a hard decision. I know, because you have the quality, you have the smoke, you have many things. But as we mentioned early, the economy is changing, shipping is changing, many things are changing.
I don't think, Eduardo, that the other question, but it's not a question because I can ask that to Ken, but basically maybe it's not so much difference, when they put the decoder, because obviously they put 10,000 decoders, whatever, and the cost is, the difference will be not much different. And I remember, Ken, and I mentioned to Eduardo, Broadway had that line, the blue line. and to put the decoder, and that was maybe a couple of years on the market. And to be honest, when you do the math, it's not much difference in price for a customer. Like I say, of course, $50 could be a lot for some people, but then to put another product in the market, another thing to distribution, and then I guess also you will have with ECC ready, problems. People opening locomotives, putting the decoders, and some stuff you can possibly avoid. Is possible.
Yeah.
So I understand the two sides. I understand people, they want that, and I understand Broadway trying to produce one thing and more cost effective.
It was about 12 to 14%. That's just off the top of my head. People that would want to do that. So it's like, again, and it just makes it harder. Now we're expecting a lot more information to come in.
Yeah.
We're going through another situation, and we'll see. We hadn't been to the train shows. We missed that feedback. Again, our customers are good. They come up and they talk to me. They tell me. They tell Bob when he's there. That, and we listen. And it's like,
and what I said, people, they can afford the locomotive from day one. I always say, go and check the outlet store of Broadway. You will find amazing prices and amazing. You go now, at the moment you have a Blue Goose sitting there. Like I say, wow, look at that price. You can get so.
All the stuff from Train Fest will be on there.
And that's, you have amazing deals there. And like I say, those look. I have a couple of coming from your shop. Like for me, the problem is again the shipping because cost. But I bought a couple. Like I was waiting, and the quality is like you buy new. With the only difference is they coming direct from Broadway. So I feel more easy. It's coming from Broadway direct.
No, it's a good deal, and people should take advantage and do.
Es good.
No, y eso es importante compartirlo, que en la página oficial de Broadway hay una parte que se llama Outlet Store y hay descuentos de hasta el 60%, que es lo que están comentando, y es directo de Broadway. Hay unas que claro, es refurbish, las arreglaron.
Hay una que es el Blue Goose, que esa es carísima, esa locomotora, pero es una obra de arte, ¿no?
Pero es una buena forma porque estás comprando en descuento, pero directo de ellos. Entonces,
exacto.
Creo que es algo que se puede considerar para los que lo quieran. Estás comprando directo de fábrica, tienes tu factura, invoice, todo eso, y es una muy buena calidad. Entonces, para los que puedan, métanse.
Totalmente. Ken, talking about models, we mentioned a few, and like I said, Blue Goose, I think, is one of the stars of the year. In your personal opinion, could you mention your favorite of 2022 in HO scale and N scale?
It has to be the E6 Atlantic.
E6 again.
That and the consolidations. What's beautiful about those locomotives is that they're at home on any layout, whether it's a small layout, it's not overpowering size-wise, and if it's a large layout, it's scale. It fits, So and the power, our small chassis. We did a video where I think it was the H10. It's a very similar locomotive.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We pulled 7 bricks with that locomotive.
Yeah, the bricks. Yeah.
We only had 7. It was like, okay, that's it. So, these locomotives will really pull, and so that in N scale has to be the big boy, because we thought about the same thing when we came into to HO from O Gauge. We were told nobody in HO wants sound. This was the largest train company that was a friend of mine. Nobody wants sound. Nobody wants smoke. Nobody wants this. And we're going, I think your opinion's wrong.
But Ken, sorry, I need to cancel that one because we didn't receive the big boy yet. So I'm going to say, I think this one is my favorite N scale this year. Oh, you can see there.
¿Cuál es?
Oh, it's the P5A?
Yeah, P5A.
Cool.
Because that's a unique model.
Y ya les puse el E6 ahí para las gentes que no la conocen.
Fíjate, anda en scale, the electric, en scale, esta, de P5A.
It's all die cast. It's just a quality end scale locomotive.
There it is. Yeah, that one. Paragon 4, yeah, you have it there. No, the one before, Eduardo. Paragon 4.
Ajá, 4, ahí está.
Yeah, ahí está.
Ahí está.
That's a beautiful model. That's the beautiful model of the year, because the boy is still in your warehouse, so we didn't receive it yet, so it's not doesn't count.
What else is coming in end scale that I think is going to be real exciting are the RSD 15s. I think we have 4 different versions of that. And we went back and we always look at our data in the HO. I think we sold more RSD 15s than any other diesel that we ever made.
Yeah. So, the alligator model is my favorite on that. And it used to be an HO scale and in Southern Pacific model.
Y un poquito patrocinio, yo creo que ahorita de lo que estaban platicando un poco de la escala N, a consideración, bueno, la E6 que se los puse, pero hablando de esta máquina que Martín nos dice que considera como es la del año, ¿no? El modelo del año.
Para mí sí.
Por todo lo que trae. Entonces, creo que es una buena opción. Esta máquina, yo no sé, ahí sí me declaro totalmente ignorante, yo la veo muy europea. Por los pantógrafos, no sé dónde se circulaba más este prototipo.
Esta es de Pensilvania, o sea, viste que Pensilvania tenía la que mostraste anteriormente, la GG1, y esta, porque tenían el recorrido eléctrico. Y es parecida tipo como un subway, porque tenía ese tipo de ventanas, o sea, de la época. Es lo que era eléctrico, prácticamente. Y es una locomotora muy, muy poderosa. Ayer hicimos un video con Nico y le pusimos 8 heavyweights Pennsylvania. I think you saw my video, Ken, about this one pulling all the passenger cars, the Pennsylvania ones, and
very nice.
Yeah, it looks very, very nice.
I love to see layouts, and then when I see our product on it, it makes me very proud.
Sí, that's amazing. Y sí, es una locomotora eléctrica, básicamente. Pero es de sonido, de metal, pesadita, buena tracción. Tiene traction tires, ¿cómo se llama? Las ruedas
de tracción.
Muy bien. Y Paragon 4.
Y de hecho creo que ahorita un poco, llegando más o menos a algunas conclusiones, creo que lo que me gusta es, para definir a Broadway una palabra, yo diría calidad. Y llevándome a otra hacia innovación en cuanto a Paragon 4, escala N. Alguien dijo, oye, escala N con humo y con sonido. O sea, creo que va realmente a la vanguardia, dirigido a un público muy, muy exclusivo. Y creo que es una gran compañía en ese sentido. Como lo ha dicho Ken, ellos se van a enfocar en lo que hacen, en lo que son buenos en hacer. No están tratando de buscar otras opciones, económicas o no, pero es más bien quedarse en la calidad y valora sus productos, ¿no? Creo que al final de cuentas sí recibes lo que estás pagando, ¿no? Comparándolo con otras marcas. Es muy bueno.
Yo le agregaría también a calidad el customer service y el arte. Las locomotoras de Broadway, el arte, la parte artística, como el Blue Goose, la K4, de la que es Streamline.
Sí.
Arte, eso es arte realmente. Ken, we were just discussing with Eduardo just to put Broadway in 4 words, so we say quality, customer service, innovation, and the artistic part. The art. Yeah. Like I say, you choose models that are really beautiful, and this. Yeah, it's like I have them on the display. I like to watch them. I like to run them, but it's art basically. The hybrid models, it's a piece of art, basically.
Thank you. You're very kind.
I'm honest.
Yeah.
If I say it's bad, I will tell you it's bad, but no, really.
Yeah, and mostly because the experience, because in Mexico, I received many engines from different manufacturers, and I fix them, and I see the gears, I see the quality, I see how are they done, and when you compare different brands, you see the quality. You see oh, okay, this is $400, this is $200, but it's not the money, but you see the quality, and that's an opportunity that I have because I receive many agents from different brands, and Broadway is one of the best. It's not like someone paid me to say that. No, it's because that is the truth, and that's a recommendation that I always give. If you have the money, if you need to save the money, this is one of the best things that you can buy.
Yeah. Sorry, Ken. You go ahead.
What we strive for is, not to be the cheapest, not to be the most expensive, but good value. It's like, it cost this much, it was worth that much. And we feel very confident of that.
Totalmente. Recibes lo que pagas, es algo muy bueno. ¿Qué dices, Martín?
Me gustaría decirle, ya que estamos en esta onda de los modelos y el arte, me quiero decir mis 3 deseos de Broadway, los 3 modelos que me gustaría ver de nuevo. No van a hacer nada raro, pero voy a decir, Ken, allow me to ask tell my 3 wishes for coming models, and I say it's not nothing outside. You already produce these models, so I think I'm going to be easy for you. So one is already on the way. That's the Commodore Vanderbilt. That's a dream coming true. So I'm waiting for that. So you already gave me one.
The inverted bathtub.
Yes, beautiful. The other one is Track Mobile with Paragon 4. I know it could be very hard. No? Okay.
Ya te dijo que no hablaste. Next, esa no. Next.
Okay, you give me one, you take me out.
No way.
Next question.
The company that built it and had the tool, the tooling is gone.
Oh, the Track Mobile is the little one. The little one.
Yeah, little one.
No, chiquito, sí.
And I sold that one because I was thinking with technology we have it with sound at some point, and now I'm regretting what I did. No, honestly, because that's my problem.
Another one, grab it.
Yeah, because when I see the evolution, I start selling models like you already producing Paragon 4. I will sell all my Paragon 3s to get the Paragon 4s, basically. So that's what I do, basically, to keep updated with technology, because obviously money, we have limited money, like we can't keep so many models. But yeah. Okay, and that the last one, and I think is the hard one, is the Q2, the Pennsylvania Q2. It's gone? Any chance?
I think the Q2 is going to resurface again.
No.
That's right.
But yeah, I'm not that reliable, man.
No, that's okay. But at least you have in your intentions. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good enough for me.
We're making the TMP locomotive again, and the first time it came out, it didn't sell that much. We covered, and then we got requests for it. People saw it, and they're like, we want one of those.
Yeah.
So the Q2's in the same boat. People just always seem to be interested in it.
Yeah. That's. I think it's one of the beautiful locomotives ever. That one, but basically, in general, as I know, if you put all the brands together, like I think it's quite amazing. So yeah.
Y en español, Martín su cartita a Santa Claus le pidió 3 cosas. La primera es el Track Mobile, que ya dijo que no, porque la empresa que hacía el tooling desapareció. La primera, ¿cuál fue la máquina que dijiste?
La locomotora es la Commodore Vanderbilt.
Commodore Vanderbilt, parece que es así bien.
Está en Paragon 4, está ahí es Commodore Vanderbilt de Hudson.
Sí.
Está en el webpage y esa ya está por pre-order.
Sí.
Y la tercera era Pennsylvania, se llama Q2, que es una locomotora vaporera hermosa, realmente es hermosa. Y Pennsylvania tuvo muchas locomotoras así únicas, y esa es una de las cuales que a mí me dio esperanza cuando hicieron la turbina de turbina de Paragon 4 también.
Y a lo mejor también un poquito para cerrar, yo creo de mi lado, y a lo mejor mucha gente me va a apoyar, yo solo tendría una petición que a lo mejor puede ser más difícil, que es que vuelvan a lanzar los carros de pasajero azules de Nacionales de México.
Ah, no,
Es-
¿sabes cuál tengo? No, eso y los pasajeros, ¿cómo se llama? Ay, se me fue de acá, los plateados.
sí, los de California Zephyr.
California Zephyr. Oh,
Sí, son eso.
wow.
I was telling Martin that I have only one request: the blue passenger cars from NDM. we need a new edition. Well, that's my Christmas car. Only that. It's kind of difficult, but
You look like Santa. That's the problem. So we're trying to.
I've played Santa before.
yeah.
Just so you know,
I wrote it down.
Yeah, in the North Pole, they can do that.
See, that's big favor from Mexico and many other people that we love passenger cars.
Yeah, and the other one was the California Zephyr cars.
Because Mexican are ex California Zephyr.
That set was beautiful, and I think you saw all the set together, if I remember.
The 11 cars, they used to like a big set.
11 car sets, I think 13 car sets, 7 car sets.
Yeah.
And that tool was no more also. So we won't make them again. But we did make a lot of them.
Mañana van a subir los precios con lo que dijo eso. Tomorrow in the
aftermarket
is gonna. Yeah. Yeah, it's official.
I have 100 of them here.
Yeah. Okay, you just moved Wall Street.
Yeah.
Wall Street is crashing.
Cada año en México hay una persona que pone a la venta los 11 carros ex California Zephyr. Y el primer año empezó, creo, con $1,000, luego 1,500. Y ahorita con lo que acaba de decir que nos va a poner en 3,000 este año. Sí. Obviamente, en México nadie se los va a comprar. O sea, un día le dije, amigo, nadie te va a comprar los 11 carros entregados. No hay quien tenga. Bueno, sí hay, pero no creo que lo quiera gastar en esto. No. Pero ya con lo que dijo Ken, pues van a seguir subiendo el precio. Ken, in Mexico, every year, someone on Facebook announced the 11 car from California Zephyr. The first year, he announced in $1,000. The next year, $2,000. After you said that, there's no more tooling about that. This year is going to be $3,000. So that's important.
Now, let's delete. Ken, are you going to do the California supercars? Yes. No?
Inflation.
Market manipulation.
Le voy a mandar un mensaje al monito que entonces se los compro, a ver si antes que lo suba. I'm going to send a message to this guy that, okay, I need that car.
We can change it because we are live, so we can change it now. It's too late.
Ay, Martín, me la he pasado muy bien, pero ya casi tenemos que cortar. La verdad, con Ken se aprende mucho y quiero recordarle las dos frases. La primera la dijimos, el ferromodelismo, Model Railroad is an illusion. Y la otra cuando dijo del sonido, the sound is like music. Remember that you said that two things, that the sound is like a music and Model Railroad is like an illusion. We try to repeat that many times in many shows because that is true. And we always stay with that two things that you said.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's an honor. Thank you.
Another thing, I need to pass you the thanks for all the Australian modeler for the bubble scheme for the mining locomotive here in Australia. Always they mention, say, you talk with Ken one day, just tell him we love him because you put the Australian locomotives there. So, but that's true. Like I say, you see the bubble ones in all the Australian layouts around, so you know.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Pues bueno, estimados, como siempre ha sido un placer. Yo creo que un saludo a todas las personas que nos vieron. Vi que llegaron muchos, se fueron muchos de todo ahí y sé que van a ver esto varias veces. Ahorita mucha gente todavía está curándosela. En México decimos así porque perdimos. Se curan, se lo están tomando, aguando las penas. Pero bueno, ya habrá un tercer partido y ojalá lleguemos al cuarto. Pero bueno, Martín, ¿algo más que quisieras agregar? ¿Algo que quieras decir?
No, Ken, as usual, super nice. Again, we love to chat with you, and yeah, like I say, many thanks to open to us and to be so honest and sharing information. Like I said, not many companies, so people working for companies they talk with us, and you are one of very kind. And like I say, obviously, I want to wish you Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I hope to have another the cerrar interview in 2023 with you. And look, thank you for everything, and thank you for all the models, and thank you because you are a very special person. You are very honest, and you give me so much joy, making these models. So,
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you guys, and certainly, in 23, and enjoy that big boy. I know you're going to.
Yeah. We
call it the little big boy because it's, it's
another otro nivel.
No. So and I will do a video next to the HO scale, so we run both together like normally. So you can see.
Está muy bien. Estimados, pues un abrazo, muchas gracias a todos. A Ken, todavía Happy Holidays, Happy Thanksgiving, todavía están en el fin de semana ya. A las personas que nos acompañaron, fueron y vinieron, un saludo a todos y pues muchas gracias. Nos estaremos viendo pronto. Esperamos tener a lo mejor 1 o 2 programas en vivo de aquí a fin de año y por ahí tengo que subir un par de entrevistas que tengo pendientes y videos, pero bueno, muchas gracias a todos.
Ok, gracias. Thank you, Ken.
Merry Christmas to all.
Igualmente. Merry Christmas, exacto. Vamos a